Hello everyone, this is Dylan from the Teton Raptor Center, and I am one of our avian care technicians, and I will be going over this week's patient update. Unfortunately, we won't have time to be able to cover all of our patients just because we have many that are within our ICU, so we'll just be going through a few of our highlights for this week's patient update. So let's get started. First up are our baby Barnows that came to us from over in Idaho. We have 8 of these little birds that came from the same nest where they unfortunately were displaced from. We have been feeding these birds about 50 mice a day between all of them. Luckily, earlier in the week, we were able to transfer them over to a rehab facility in Boise, Idaho, where they are working on getting these birds back into the wild with different foster nests that are within the area. So hopefully they will be back with their own kind within the next few days to few weeks. Next up is American Crow 627. This bird actually came to us from Jackson, Wyoming, and when it was found, it had a bunch of ectoparasites. So these would be blood-eating insects, including maggots and other small larvae from flies and other species that would be feasting on that animal's blood. We were able to remove these and also treat that bird with a few different antiparasitics. We also noticed that this bird has an ulna fracture, and as you can see from that photo there, it is currently in a figure-8 wrap to help stabilize it for the time being. We're keeping that bird on cage rest until it recovers. Then we have American Kestrel 626. This bird came to us from Etna, Wyoming, and was trapped in baling twine. In this video, you could see our rehab intern cutting off some of that twine from that bird's right leg. Luckily, this individual did not have any severe trauma due to being trapped in it, and is currently on cage rest, and hopefully we'll be releasing that bird into the wild shortly. Our next bird is going to be Bald Eagle 625. This bird came to us from Cotton, Idaho, and actually has some severe feather damage where it is missing a good portion of its primaries and secondaries. We are trying to determine if this is maybe from West Nile virus or some sort of other congenital issue that might lead to that feather loss. That bird is currently in one of our PCUs and will be there until those feathers are hopefully able to grow back where it could potentially be flighted. Next up is Great Horned Owl 610. This bird came to us from Pinedale, Wyoming, and it was emaciated along with also not being able to stand on its legs, as you can see in this video. It is actually sitting on its hocks and not really putting a lot of pressure on those feet. We have been doing PT, as you can see in this video, to get those leg muscles strengthened up so that it can stand on its own, and within the last few days it has been able to put weight on those feet. The last patient that we will be covering is Osprey 530. This bird came to us from Island Park, Idaho, and had a broken radius along with some soft tissue trauma on its neck, along with its wing as well. This bird has been moved to a PCU, so a larger enclosure where it can move around more, and has been starting to self-feed, and also where its overall mentation along with demeanor has been improving. So we are going to continue to monitor that bird, and hopefully as it gets better, maybe moving to flight training in a few weeks from now. And that's this week's patient update. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you do want to keep supporting us by keeping wild birds wild, please check out the link below to donate. Thank you so much for joining us, and check us out for next week's patient update. Thank you very much.